Hi folks. Recently, the Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, he made a visit to the United States of America. And a lot of photographs were taken, as when many world leaders come to the United States. But this one photograph here is the one that I'm sure infuriated the commies in Beijing and the commie sympathizers in South Korea, as well as the commie sympathizers who have a Korean heritage here in the United States, and the commies of Chinese heritage here in the United States. Oh, all these commies and commie sympathizers, they were upset because two leaders of the alliance met. There was a lot of protest here in the United States, specifically in Washington DC and in California, concerning Prime Minister Abe's visit here. Now, when you look at the signs that the protesters were holding up, look at the flags also. Those are communist flags. So what we had here was, we had Chinese living here in America, we have Koreans living here in America, allying themselves with the communist flag, the communist government in Beijing. Now, before you morons start writing, communists, they're not communist in China, they're more capitalistic than we are. And you're right. They do have a better capitalistic economy than we enjoy here in the United States. But the political party in power are communists. They say so, so I say so. Very simple. That's why it's called communist-led China. Now, back to the morons in this country who are doing the protesting and aligning themselves with the communists in China. If you have an admiration for China, why don't you go there? The beauty of this country is we don't keep you here. So those Chinese living here wearing the communist flag of China in this country, go, hit the road. Don't let us stop you. And those Koreans living here who gladly protest alongside that flag, you too, hit the road. We're not keeping you here. What the signs these protesters were holding up, one such sign I'm going to have to agree with. And there was this sign here that said, remember Pearl Harbor. Yeah, we need to remember Pearl Harbor. And when we remember Pearl Harbor, let's remember the full history of it and all who was involved. You see, because the Koreans love to point the finger at the Japanese and say, you need to owe up to your history. Remember history, because if you forget your history, you have no future. All right, we want a future, so we're going to remember the history. When Pearl Harbor happened on December 7th, 1941 here in the United States, I think it was December 8th in Japan, the Korean Peninsula was part of Japan. So any activities, belligerent activities taken, or if you want to call it defensive activities, or any military activities taken by Imperial Japan at the time, was supported, aided, and assisted by Koreans. Koreans joined the Japanese Imperial military. So if we're going to remember history and say, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, so did those Koreans. They very well did the same thing also by assisting Japan in their efforts. Also, as Koreans serving as guards in prisoner of war camps. So yes, let's remember Pearl Harbor, but let's remember all that was involved in it. All who was involved in it. And the Prime Minister Abe, I know this is a little late, welcome to America. The vast majority of Americans support your visit here. It's only a small fraction of those who have a heritage with the Korean Peninsula and China who agree with the communist ideology. Those are the ones who have difficulty with your visit here. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be. God bless our good friends and trusted allies in the land of the rising sun, Nihongoku, Japan, and yes, dear God, God bless those suffering Koreans in South Korea, suffering under a masquerade government currently, masquerading as a democracy, who yearn to enjoy the freedoms as is enjoyed on the east side of the Sea of Japan in Japan. See ya!